Hey love bugs, this is Roslynn making you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. So if this is your first time stopping by on the channel, much love to you and welcome. And with all that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. If you've been, if you just coming to me, welcome. If you haven't already, please drop a line. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know one. And if you've been with me for a while and you stumble upon my video, hey, say what's up, chop it up with a sis. I would love the chance to hear from you again, and keep it chopped up. And sending so much love, light, vibrations, whatever you're needing, consistency, persistency, motivation, dedication, discipline, all those different things, protection, love, whatever. I'm sending towards you a million times fold. We're all going through something to get to something. So I'm sending precious love, light, upliftment, whatever you're needing towards that. If you've been overcoming things, congrats. Much love to you. Keep on going. Stay persistent and consistent. Never sleep on yourself. Don't be no spiritual narcoleptic. You stay woke. Okay, anybody who coming in with nefarious vibes, low vibration, anything that is trying to deter me from being in my higher self, or you're doing different things, you're watching me, doing ungodly, selfish things for you to better yourself by tearing me down. Anything that's deterring me from being the best version of myself, I'm sending that back a million times fold. Everything is highly guarded here, love, protected, and guided. So I'm sending that back, turning that back to sender. So mine's gonna be ultimate healing and peace. The video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101, Feeling the Pressure Like a Pressure Cooker, Discovering You Becoming Out as Pressure. It is. We go through so many different things. I don't know what it is, but right now, God, it'll be those different times where it's focusing on growth, or it's focusing on ascension, or it's focusing on releasing, letting go, forgiving. Now it's like being able to see. You understand when you finally come out as that diamond, like shine bright like a diamond. You'll be on understanding why the heck you had to go through that pressure, because you were a diamond in the rough. You go through these different things that's taking place into life, and you're understanding where it gets to that point where we can be moving into points of confusion. Why we have to go through so much. There'll be different times I said, like towards myself or people here, y'all here. Y'all are like my digital diary. I say what needs to be said, not everything, but what needs to be said, where, I push out so much love, but I get a lot of BS back. Like, this is not what I pushed out. You always talk about karma, this and this and that, but it'll be those times where you don't realize, even when it's bad BS, I said BTS, like behind the scenes. Well, shoot, it could be BTS, BS, behind the scene bullshit. It'd be like that. But this is those things where if everything came back to you as quick as you pushed out, would you ever learn? Would you ever know, like, to extend yourself? And and there'll be just so many things. Like I'm going through so many different downloads right now. And it's like, okay, I want to speak about this. It'd be different things just to be able to let people know you ain't going through this by yourself, because you be looking like, man, I sound crazy as a mug. But it was like my craziness can sound so much common sense to somebody that is woke. Be somebody who's not asleep, or you just, you creeping, you are a mission vulture or whatever. You're on a mission to destroy me. Whatever, but I'm appreciating you at the same time, because it's helping me elevate myself. Be those different things where you see that everything was sent to destroy you, but it made you become better, or you have people talking bad about you or whatever, not realizing they're making you famous. They be like, dang, this fake phony person, this and this and this and that, saying all this about, let me go see what it is. And it'll be a person. Now, be a person, if you on that level, you can understand where that vibe is coming from. Oh, they think they all this, or oh, they're paying people and this and this and that. They're trying to push themselves to be in something that they're not. And I don't understand what they're saying. They're saying spiritual gibberish. I don't know what it is. But it'll be different people that are on your level, and they'll be like, oh my God, can we speak? Can we be spiritual friends? Where have you been all my life? You're understanding me. You're very transparent. You got that oracle vibe, or you got that oracle men. I don't know how you say men are like that, or shamans or whatever. You going through that, and you have that vibe of where I'm really connecting with. I'm really trying to find my tribe too, and it'll be those different things where, if you didn't have things that came back and challenged you, how would you really know what to change? How would you really know what to release? You're finally taking your chaos of chaoticity. I don't know if that's a word, but it's about to be one today. And you're making it clarity. It came out crystal clear, like as white as rain. I don't even know how the heck they came out with that, but it's like as white as rain, 5 by 5 by 5. You know, going through ultimate change 4 by 4. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. 222. Have faith. You know, I love you, but have faith. Think about things that you want instead of the things that you don't want. These are the different things that's taking place into your life. You know, that's coming in, and it's just like you are pressure. You are power. You know, you may have been that person, may have second-guessed yourself, or you didn't believe you can achieve this, or, you know, how can I dream so big? How am I going to be able to achieve these different things? You know, I got these different thoughts in my mind to create something better, but I just don't know how to go about them. But it's like, if we didn't have some kind of challenge or pressure, would you even be attempted to go through this? Because there'd be a lot of times, I mean, I was there, where I love to give up on stuff so quick, and I know I was the devil's favorite with that. Any of my enemies was just loving it because we were going to bring doubt into our life. And it'll be this that one thing that I paused for a lot of times, but I didn't eject. Even when I wanted to, it was so many different things like, nah, you on something. You know, even though when you feel like you're on year 7, you should have been so many past that, you just don't know what you're being prepped for. You don't know what you've been hidden for. You don't know why you placed to where you had to be. You were self-indiscreet, you know, and that I'm talking about not just for self, but that was for God. God kept you hidden for a long time, to where, well, we'll let you know when we get ready, because you just gonna catapult into something, and you just gonna try to understand, how did I get this far? How am I having where my phone blowing up? Before it was just silent. Now I got emails just coming out. I gotta get me another email because this stuff is coming in. Or I don't had me a whole new merch and stuff like this, and this mess keeps selling out. And then you're understanding why you had to have people neglect you. You had to understand why people didn't believe in you. You had to have people that, you know, probably stole your ideas and tried to make it off of themselves. It could be something like, oh, I didn't have the glam team to be able to do this, and this person had like people on top of people. They know people that know people of know people, and they even knowing big people like Dolce and the Gabbana, or somebody in Victoria's Secret, or they got agents upon agents and stuff like that. And with you had all these ideas, but you just didn't have all the attachments like they did. And they were like, man, and they felt something about you. It's like, how do they always come up with stuff like that? And it could be somebody that, I mean, just a straight culture vulture on all your stuff, on growth, and they always took it, you know. And I've had different people that come to me, and we were mentoring each other, and there'll be different things. I say a lot of times I used to feel like people block things from me, and it'll be, you know, and it can feel like that, you know, they done stole my idea, they stole it, and it'll be like, God will allow them to take that, because it's like, no, I got something better for you. Let that go. You're like, wait a minute, hold up. I've been working for this for 3 years. I done scratched off, snatched it off, throw away, pitched back, and came back twice, 2-3 times, and I felt like I was there, and then you telling me to let this go? Yeah, let it go. If he didn't give you this, he prepared you for something better. Yeah, this person copied your stuff. I mean, I've had people come back and tell me, Roslynn, you know, you said this, and next thing you know, somebody put this in a video, or somebody put this on a social media site and said it was you, you know, said it was them, and they say you stole it from them, or somebody tell you were fake, phony, and this and this and that. And it'll be at those times where they used to hurt me, but then it's just like, how do you feel about yourself? And it'll be at that point where if some people are so secure in what you're saying is truth, for them to really copy it and produce it as their own, girl, you on to something, or man, you on to something. If somebody's sitting up here using your material and trying to produce it as their own, you have to understand, even though that can really make you mad, because you're like, man, I'm trying to come up in life. I'm trying to do this in life. Like, people know I usually don't call out people on my videos, and it's like I can say it on one hand how many times I did that, because you done pulled a wild hair and done pissed me off, and I said something. Now I'm just like, I ain't about to make you famous. I'm not about to do it. But there'll be different time where people know real recognize real. People know fraudulent from transparency. People know I'm very transparent. I can sit here and say, hey, I did this, this, and this, and that. There'll be some people that are still in their ego and will just talk about different things that like people have done to them, but not talk about the things they've done to other people, or different things that they fell short on and they had to learn that the hard way, and then they had to come up in life. I've been there. I don't sit up here and open the door towards different things that I'm not proud of that I did. But it'll be at that point where there's so many people that are so worry about external validation on how people perceive them, how people, see, do they like me? Do they believe me? I've been there. I've been there. And it'll be at that time where what I feel about me has mattered. I mean, I got my name caught up in all different type of stuff out in the streets out here. People look at me and I'm like, oh, you must have, you done got there from a low vibe, and or you got this from somebody trying to cover up some stuff to make them look good, trying to make me look bad. Okay, hey, you mad? I used to be mad about that, because I said, if you only went by one side of the situation and you weren't trying to do that, you just made me have an easier decision on cutting you loose. Because you were so busy on believing something that wasn't even true about me, even when I had all proof right there. And it's okay. You just let me know you ain't deserving to be in my life, and that lets me know I cannot trust you. There'll be those different things that's where added on pressure was for me in my life. And I noticed the more I was forth going for it, yes, I gained enemies, but I also gained followers. And it'd be at those points where I said, you either can believe me or not, but you have to trust your own research. Like if you going through something and you got confirmation, and then you come to one of my videos and it gives you triple confirmation, I want you to believe me, but I also want you to do your research and go check for yourself too, And I tell people, you got to trust your own instinct, or you got to trust where you being guided towards, and you do your research. Just don't go by what people are telling you. It'll be different things where you like, oh my God, I'm finally seeing it. And that'll be different. And they'll be like, hey, let me give a shout out, because it's just like I've seen how people took my stuff. So it'll be different times where, I'll be like, oh man, I forgot to write this down, but, hey, I got this from somebody. Like, I say Spiritual Gangster off of IG, or I got this from Ralph Smart, or I got this from Teal Swan, or Victor Otto, or, Bailey Syrian or something like that, and be saying, but I'm going to give their props to it, because I know how people will take somebody's material and try to post it off as their own, and it kind of like cutthroats the person that did all this work to try to make something, especially if you're out here like me and you're a YouTuber and you have that. I've dealt with different stuff like that, but that comes with the job. People that tell me, Roslynn, how do you make it this long? How did you get views? How you get this? And I said, I've been doing this for 7 years, or I've been doing this for 5 years, and this may be their first month, or, they've been there for 6 months, so they're going for a year like God dog. But I'm not saying just because I've been here this long and I really haven't really felt like I've really been pushed out there, that don't mean to think that same way about you, because we're on two different journeys. You may be able to know somebody, and there's a lot of people out here that can make their following real quick just because they go on TikTok, Discord, all this other stuff, or they got high people out there that has been out there. You may know somebody, Teal Swan or Ralph Smart or somebody like that, or these different people where you're in celebrity bloggers, especially it depends on what your what your snitch is. I mean, your niche. I meant to say your snitch, but your niche is when you're coming out here. If you're doing this for gaming, you won't get it. Paranormal stuff, you won't get it. And it'll be different things that's going on where you're using your material and stuff like that. There'll be some people, I'm not going to say names, of hell, I can't remember because I watch so many of them, where I see how people will take somebody else's video and remix it and make it their own. And I'm like, you are totally stealing from this person, and you're not even, and basically you're robbing yourself. I've had people come to me, hey, tell me this and this and that. And I'm telling them, hey, don't go over that person. Or it'll be different times where somebody will come back to me and say, hey, Roslynn, I've been over such and such and such. And they're totally different. It's like making Heyokas and Empath feel like they revved up 24/7, 365. And I'm like, we have that vibe where we can be that, but you're going to be wiped out before it. You're going to be dead in it before you even being able to really live that life of truth. It's not like that, but it's all about where people's ego is, where their vibe is. They could be in some real nefarious type things, and that's dangerous. But it's just like, I want to say something, but it'll be, you come at me and I know it's on that good vibe, not because you're trying to open up a door for me to talk about somebody and like that. And I had to learn, don't speak that, because you're bringing information for that person to go over there, or that's exactly what they're wanting. Like, hey, what you think about this person? I don't. And don't ask me about that person, because I say I don't bring that group. I don't talk about those people. I don't talk about that person. I don't talk about that commentator. Just because I'm not breathing. I'm not trying to bring no kind of light to that person. I'm not trying to make them famous off of anything. They can do that on their own. Whether they talking about something real or fake or whatever. But it'll be those different times where I had to go through all those different things. And you may be going through it too. You're going through many different changes. But that's where you create pressure from. You can be the most generous person in the world. And they see, you being generous like that, make people think you're stupid. You're naive. You just dumb. Empath stands for idiot. And it'll be that you're that type of person where you have that loving heart, that giving. I've been there, where people would see that, and it was just like me. I was in that vibe where I felt like this is not my intention. So I see other people like that. I'm like, girl, you better wake up. This is how you gonna get ate alive out there. That'll be just like somebody just sliced and diced and then threw you in a shark tank and thinking you ain't gonna get bit because you are friendly to all animals. Everybody got their instinct. Okay, every animal got their, their nature. You have to be able to understand that, and you're waking up and you're really seeing how life can be. There will be different times. You've been that person and where everybody needed you. You've always been that person, Mr. or Mrs. Reliable. And at that point, it's going to get to that point where, okay, well, you have to understand you giving all this, but when you need for yourself, are you going to have enough for yourself? Have you been pouring at everybody's cup, but you still got a whole stash for yourself? No. You don't gave it to everybody. And then you get mad. People be so used to being around you because they're so used to giving, but they're not depositing nothing. It's been beneficial. It's like when they need it, or you've been that person where you feel hurt because you don't put all this ammunition and all these, not ammunition, but all this love and, extra vibes towards something, and you're not getting that back. Now it's telling you, now I need you to go through that experience of pressure. For you now, you need to be selfish. You need to not be there. You need to be able to hold. You had to be in that, when we're making that big shift in your life, we had to show you in life who was there for you when dark times happened, where they were, because they seen how you were like, you didn't even hesitate. You didn't ask what was going on, why I got to do this, why I got to help you, why I got to, it was like, no problem, I got you. Well, do you know this? No problem, I love when I had people like that, because I was that person where I needed somebody like that for me, and didn't have that many. We're out here for a whole guap of people, and I had probably a handful of people that wouldn't even ask me. Be like, Roslynn, I'll see you. When you see me at my worst, you didn't judge me. When I asked you, you told me I may not like the answer that you gave me, but you were being honest. You had to be brutally honest with me, especially if I was that person where I was hurting my own self. I was sacrificing my own self. I placed myself as a sacrificial lamb, and you came here like that. Now it's at that point where you you being unapologetically in your truth. You're allowing yourself to walk in there and not, you ain't trying to hurt nobody. You ain't trying to had any harm to nobody, but you being your truth is going to disturb a lot of people that's comfortable with living lies. When you love in your face and say, this is how God made me, I'm not going to be walking around in a mask where people are like, no, they refuse to take that mask off. You in the midst of change, there are a lot of people that don't want to change, and they want to stay in that way, and they're going to be triggered by you. Like I tell people, you are walking karma. You're walking karma in every kind of way. It'll be just different times where I've even heard it in so many different ways, where you can be that person when you were chosen to do all these things, whether it was anointed, the chosen one, or you're a generational breaker, or all these different things. Just because somebody came out their way to purposely hurt you, you don't realize they don't open up a wrath of karma that they didn't even know that they were getting. They wondering why this stuff is messed up. Well, did you came with this person, we told you to leave this person alone, you still kept doing it, and now you wonder why your life going to ish, or your whole life is just like everything that you didn't think that could possibly happen. It'd be all those different things. You were applying pressure in that kind of way, but it was building you up. It was destroying what you had to do. That was destroying you. It got destroyed. And these pressure upon pressure upon pressure. And you're understanding these are the different things that took place in my life where I really had to understand myself on a deeper level. I'm understanding why that pressure was coming out. Even though I pushed so much love out there for the people, I was neglecting love for myself. So I had to be able to allow myself to be selfish. You know, people want to call it what to call it, whatever. Call it what you want to. Be those times where I was pouring in other people's cup, and you had to be able to tell people that I was pouring in other cups. I was neglecting myself to help other people. And these are those different things that where now I have to focus on self. I had to do this for me. And I appreciate me going through those different situations because it showed me where I need to add love towards myself, where I had to learn consistency, where I had to be able to know transparency, had to be able to know when the cutoff moment was. And you're learning that. So then you're understanding why the pressure become pressure. You in the pressure cooker, and you wonder why you being pressed because they showed you were pressure this whole time. You had to be able to understand that through that. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. Whenever this come out, I hope you have the most prosperous, beautiful, abundant day, week, weekend, whatever, that you had everything that you have worked hard for, and God bless you with so much more. So whenever this comes out, please be safe. And responsible for every single thing you do, even through social distancing. Make sure you give out love, light, positivity, words, vibes, frequencies. You never know. All those things can really take you a long way. I mean, take somebody a long way, and just because you're doing it for positive intentions, it's going to take you even further. So much love to you. I say shalom. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam. All those different things. God bless you. I love y'all so much. Please be safe, and much love to you, and peace.